In 2012, the story begins with Dong-yoon is at a computer cafe, looking up information about people who used to bully her. It looks like Sun Myung-oh is thoroughly enjoying his life. Lee Sa-ra is an artist who enjoys being under the influence of drugs. Choi Hye-jeong works as flight attendant, and Jeon Jae-jun has a store called Siesta and he is an affair with Yeon-jin, even though she is engaged to someone else. Dong-yoon meets with her old friend Seong-hee. They met while working at a factory before Dong-yoon went to college. Dong-yoon now works as a tutor and tells Seong-hee that she wants to get revenge on her group of bullies. Seong-hee thinks revenge is not a good idea, but she will still help Dong-yoon create a new Instagram account to keep an eye on the gang. Dong-yoon wants to get her revenge little by little, and she doesn't want to give up. Dong-yoon's tutoring job is difficult because she has to work with rude and entitled children from wealthy families. A young man who was her client tried to flirt with her, so she stopped their meetings and ended their agreement. As she is leaving, she passes outside the house and is taken to the hospital. At the hospital, she meets Ju Yeo-young, who tries to help her, but she leaves the hospital. Ju Yeo-young is doing as an intern at the hospital and is concerned when the doctor gives her the results of her medical checkup. He found out that Dong-yoon has a condition where there are not enough red blood cells in her body, and she left without a prescription. Yeon-jin gets married in a lavish ceremony, and Dong-yoon secretly watches it. Meanwhile, Ju Yeo-young looks for her and discovers the university she attends. At first, he doesn't go to her, but Dong-yoon notices that he is looking at her. One day, she asks him about it. He tells her that he cares about her health and thinks she should take better care of herself. Meanwhile, Dong-yoon and Yeo-young become friends, and he suggests teaching her how to play a game called Go. Dong-yoon cuts ties with him once she learned the game's basics. In 2015, Dong-yoon became a teacher after passing an exam on her second attempt. In 2021, Yeon-jin is happily married and still lives in Semyeong. To make her birthday special, her husband gives her a new pair of green shoes, like the ones Dong-yoon wore when she first met Ha Yi-sol. Her husband is not pleased to hear that Hye-jeong has been gossiping about Yeon-jin's past, and Yeon-jin promises to handle it. Yeon-jin and Sa-ra meet with Hye-jeong and put her in her place. In the year 2022, Yeon-jin is still doing her job as a weather broadcaster on TV. Yeo-young misses playing Go with Dong-yoon. Somewhere else, Dong-yoon meets Myung-oh while shopping at a store called Siesta. Dong-yoon said she has been thinking of him a lot lately. He said he will buy the shoes Dong-yoon was trying, and asked her to have a drink with him. He brags that he pretty much owns the shop, even though it's not actually his and he only runs errands for the real owner, Jae-jun. Dong-yoon chooses to drink coffee. While they are talking, Myung-oh receives a message from a worker, who tells him that Jae-jun is wondering why he hasn't finished the task he assigned to Myung-oh. Dong-yoon mocks Myung-oh for being a helper for Jae-jun, but says there's a way for him to stop doing it. Afterward, Dong-yoon meets teacher Kim Jong-moon's son. Teacher Kim Jong is now old and is currently at a nursing home. While they are talking, they interrupted by a call. It was a person from Semyeong Real Estate. She tells Dong-yoon that a place to live that she wanted is now available. Dong-yoon is picking up garbage from her enemies. She finds something really interesting. A worker for Yeon-jin caught Dong-yoon trying to take their garbage in secret. She tells Dong-yoon to kill her husband, and she won't tell anyone about the trash. Lot more exciting and captivating episodes coming up in the future.